Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Grim Dawn. Last episode we made our way towards Tyrant's hold and looks like they prepared quite a warm welcome. Which is always good, of course. But they shouldn't have put so much effort into it. I mean, could have been nice if they just give me a mug of coffee. Now told me where their leader is. Yeah, I come in peace. Really? Well, almost. So the question is, how good would the coffee be that Grobles make? Now, do they have a refined taste? Or would you just be the barbarians you expect them to be? Or am I really a mean person for thinking that, for wondering if Grobles can actually make good coffee or not? Yes, those are the questions of life. Does a Groble make a good coffee or not? Let's clear the upper layer first. It looks like the bottom path is going to take us further into the castle. And usually if you do full clear like this, there's bound to be a extra test chest or something that you discover along the way. So another staircase that leads down there. I do like that the level design has multiple levels of height at its core. So you can go up and you can go down. You do see the monsters in the back, and the actual monsters rather than just an animated background. Oh, an explosion. And if I cared about yellow items, I might actually have picked those up. Let's see, anything here that I have left to explore? Well, let's do the southern wall before moving further north. That's Grobles. Nice. Just rounds. Perfect circle. So this leads back. And we could go there. And yeah, I know we could also go over the wall, but I'm suspecting that later on we can just backtrack over the wall to cover that bit. So for now, let's explore this little bit as well. A dungeon with multiple entrances also count as a dungeon with multiple exits. Imperial Proclamation. Oh, floor time. By Imperial Proclamation, Duke Bayon Cavanil is hereby ordered to disband the 31st Division of the garrison currently stationed at Tyrant's Hold. All soldiers are immediately released from active service without pay. Soldiers may take their weapons and armor as compensation. Immediately following the disbandment of forces at Tyrant's Hold, Duke Cavanil is relieved of his command and ordered to present himself before the High Marshal Nicholas Mainville. Failure to report on the 1st of the month will constitute forfeiture of all land and titles to the Imperium. Imperial Justicar, Rainor Finch. Okay, that explains why it's a bit empty here and filled with Grobles. So if the name Tyrant's Hold might have something to do with that, the Duke was not a really nice person. We'll never know. Or maybe we will. More Lorbits. Want all the lore bits. Let's see, there's an entrance down there. Of course the question then is, what's behind the entrance? Not very much. So here we can just backtrack over the wall. And then we can dive further into the depths. Ooh, look. Ruined shrine. So that's going to be the third one in this act, in Act 3. Whoa. So that means I should, let's see, go down, get out. I mean, grabbing the devotion shrine first. That's of course that's the primary responsibility, because the dungeon might be pretty deep. We might as well go for this first. Yeah. So I wasn't really looking for the devotion shrine, so I didn't spot anything. But on the other hand, the ruined shrine mark only now appeared, so I actually didn't get this close to the bridge thing anyway. So I wouldn't have spotted it even if I had paid attention to it. But at least if you can spot it from the walls, so that's a good thing. Let's see, searing ember and scavenge plating. I think I got those. Let's see, some cunning. Don't really care about that. There you go. Give me my point. Thank you. A Venom Guard ointment. I got some potion. Also, let's switch to this. Okay, so devotion point. Where to next? Becomes the question. I mean, I was expecting this Revenant to be pretty cool, but in my current composition, it doesn't actually work as well as I was expecting. So I might actually just end up resetting in town and seeing if I can find something else. I mean, this one is going to be awesome if you have a single main attack skill that does a lot of damage, or if you have something that will just affect a lot of enemies. But since I have 3 pets plus multiple attacks myself, this is just not likely to be the finishing blow. Even though this does inflict light bleeding damage, this one will inflict bleeding damage, and this one will also inflict bleeding damage upon chance. It's just, yeah, the chance is too small to be reliable. I mean, I can't, with my current build, I can't make this a reliable way to get multiple skeletons summoned. So, yeah, let's see, what else? Flame Torrent, Twin Fangs. Tsunami. This is actually an activated skill, is it? Well, no, 50% chance on attack. Well, that actually makes more sense than on death. I mean, on chance on attack is something that you actively control. So, you know what? I'll muck about with this at a later time. There are too many options, and I just really need to pay closer attention to it and see if there's something that better fits this build. But having tried the Revenant, it's been illuminating to just understand a bit more about how it works. Also, let's maybe actually go through the door. Yeah, so we need to get up on the ramp here, then move over there. And then we can move on. Yes. So I wonder how expensive it's going to be to unallocate all those devotion points. It can't be too much. It's, if it would be too expensive, it would discourage experimentation. Probably going to be on the same level as refunding skill points, so 100 or so. That's doable. Okay, Tyrant hold proper. So maybe look for healers first. Yep, you. And of course now the skeletons will start being summoned reliably, right? Also there's a new healer now. Somewhere off screen. Ooh. A defender tyrant. You are the witch doctor, you are dying. Also, I like that they have a mana bars that actually drain. Which means at some point they will stop healing their bodies. Even if you miss where they are exactly. At some point they are not going to be an issue anymore. And why? How did the witch doctor get over there? Ah, there's another entrance over here. Okay. I completely missed that part. Yep, yep. Also, that looks like a trap. It is a trap. Yay, it only triggers on me. Not on monsters, not on my pets. Just on me. This is gonna be a game called Kill all the witch doctors before actually touching anything else. Grobles die pretty easily, but if they have even one witch doctor backing him up, they become pretty darn tough. Oh, then again, slowly, slowly, slowly. They are dying. Mark of illusions. Also, treasure chest. How did I miss a treasure chest? Wait, it's a fucking treasure chest. Aha, another witch doctor.
That skill's not ready.
Hello there, Enforcer. Would be fun if there was something like a book of monsters in this game. Similar to what there's been a couple of other games. The only one that comes to mind right now is Pillars of Eternity. I think Elder Scrolls Online had it as well. And probably it's something that blew over from the D&D world. Some roguelikes had it. But the Book of Monsters, basically the idea is that every time you kill something, you keep track of it. And now over time you build up a book of monsters. So all the monsters you've killed, they will be tallied. So then it will be like, okay, for the chapter on Grobles, you've killed 30 witch doctors and 20 pyromancers and 40 different Ember clan huntmasters, for example, with varying rarities. And then as you kill them, you gain achievements for it, maybe small damage bonuses because you understand them better. maybe a slight reduction in damage you receive from them because you are better able to anticipate them. No, the bonuses can be small. You know, like a 1% bonus damage bonus, a 1% damage reduction, and then could be like alternated, that there's like 10 different levels. At first level you do 1% extra damage, second level you take 1% less damage, third level you do 2% extra damage, and so forth. And Diablo 1 also had a similar thing where as you killed more enemies, you slowly uncovered more about their resistance profiles. So you would discover that certain enemies were resistant against lightning, for example. And the more you killed, the more accurate your knowledge became about it. And you would discover what they were immune to, for example. It can be that those things are just statistically predetermined. Can also be that it's actually something that you just dynamically discover. That's how Pillars of Eternity does it, and I really like that system. So you don't know anything about a monster's fire resistance until you actually try to hurt it with fire damage. And there then the knowledge aspect isn't so much that you need to kill a certain number to unlock certain bits of knowledge. It's a record of the things you have tried. So enemies immune to sleep magic or stun magic, for example, they would have, you would know that. Inflicting chaos damage or bleeding damage. If there were significant bonuses or penalties for that, it might be able to show that. No, because there's quite a bunch of damage types, so you don't want to have like 99% effective piercing damage. That would be effectively indistinguishable from normal damage. But if the resistance was, say, more than 10%, then it would be resistant to that element, or maybe 20%, I don't know. Pick a number that works pretty well. And maybe even have another threshold, like 50% for very resistant. Or effective immunity at, I'm not sure how monster immunity works. If they can even be immune to certain damage types. And with weaknesses as well. That would be interesting. Basically, why I am just going off about it is the whole thing with the witch doctors. You know, they are very interesting targets to kill because one witch doctor can make 20 of these guys way more powerful. So if you would have a way, basically as like a quest to kill them, and a book of monsters kind of represents a list of quests that just keeps generating itself. You could also have quests to kill more of a certain type to complete your knowledge or to get to the next level. And then I think something like based on monster rarity, it can scale with how many you need to kill to get the next level of knowledge. For example, the witch doctors, they are pretty rare. I mean, 1 for every pack, maybe 2 for every pack. While the common warrior types, that's 5, maybe 10 in a pack. So you would need to kill a lot more regular warriors compared to the witch doctors. I think that could be a fun addition to the game. Another level up. Sweet. Right. Monsters keep coming in from both sides. At some point, both of the adjacent rooms will be empty, right? Hey! Journal of Duke Cavanel. Also, Angry Big Dude. Drangul Enforcer. Pretty much dead though. Groble, Ember Clan Champion. Which has a some kind of fire aura around her. There's a pyromancer nearby because they are the only ones that cause that much fireworks, if I remember correctly. Box, nothing of worth in there. The box, hey, iron bits, and some blessed steel. And again, a lot of yellow items, and the journal of the Duke. Let's see. Let's take a... So. This makes no sense. I've been ordered to dismiss my army without pay. Furthermore, they've given the men their weapons and armor as final payment. What are they thinking? This order can only result in anarchy. Half these men will become bandits or worse. If dismissed without pay, they won't have a second thought about turning their blade against the Empire. Without this garrison, the Grobles will reclaim this area unchallenged. The road from Darkvale to Devil's Crossing will become impassable. We have been holding this fort since the fall of the Drunkle savages, but they keep pressing to take it back. I've requested more men and weapons from Erlan, and this is the response I get in return. Madness! I have half a mind to ignore this decree, and if my wife and son were here with me, I would. Upon further reflection, these men might also turn against me. Not that I feel I have mistreated them, but they could easily view me as part of the aristocracy that has put them in this predicament. I must leave before they receive the news, or I fear I will never see my family again. Duke Cavanil, commander of Fort Tyrant. Ooh, plot thickens. So, this was not a just decree. This was a decree made by an ether-touched noble in the city to intentionally cause chaos. And the Duke was seemingly a pretty decent person. But if he doesn't have his family with him, he's also a bit vulnerable, right? Wow, that's a lot of green lights. Pretty green lights. Also boss. Ravadar, the corrupted. So, let's go for the witch doctors first. And then we go for the guys that actually tank here. Okay. Hey, we have one skeleton. Also, they have healers. Die. Yes. Geomancer. Yeah, they also don't sound too good. Another witch doctor. Come on, he's getting healed. That means there's probably another colleague of his around. If whoa, only I could find it. Jeez, get out. A more cautious player would put up a portal right now, but that would mean admitting the possibility of defeat, and I will not be defeated by this Groble scum. They will not get me, and thus I do not need to cast a portal. So, exactly. Alright, let's get out of that cloud of ping. Okay. There were some Grobles in. So I forgot to clear a small section of room there, and it seems it's not connected to here. So that means there might be more interesting things going on there. Okay, so thinking maybe there's a small treasury or something in the back, but it seems there's actually more of a fortress going on here. Still haven't found the boss, for example. Crushing Will. That's an epic book. With a chest. Okay. Interesting. Broken Bridge. Would be a very nice place to be ambushed by some form of water monster, I think. Let's see what's on the other side. Hey, crumbling wall is crumbly. Also, nothing on the other side. Why would that be there then? I am missing why. Oh, an enforcer without a witch doctor. It's a miracle. At least it's a hell of a lot easier to kill. Let's not just call it a miracle just yet. Hello there, Bloodfeast Ruthless, boss of this level. Also, he packs quite a punch. Luckily, through the magic of healing ravens and healing totems and life stealing access and such, he's not going to pose too much of a problem. And he's gonna go down way before me. Yep. He's stacking quite some attacks though. He's doing quite a lot of damage. I mean, I have quite a sustain on this build. But yeah, his bleeding damage is pretty darn powerful. Wait. I think I forgot to put a totem down. That cost me a bit. Blade Dancer's Relic. Let's see. Blade Dancer's Talisman. That's a Transcendent Relic. That needs quite a bunch of things. Quite a bunch of bonuses. Melee dual wielding technique. Also enables the ability to dual wield melee weapons. Okay, well, potentially interesting, I suppose, for another build. Also a caster armor. Let's explore. Must have a treasury, right? Yay, treasury. A exalted stash. Templar's leg armor. That sounds potentially useful. It requires a lot of physique, luckily. Stack all the points. Almost there. Almost there. 2 more points. What do we get for that? Health, defensive ability, fire resist, lightning resist, and a chance of a whole bunch of lightning retaliation. That's a pretty epic upgrade. Cool. Let's see. I could keep that one as well. This is caster armor. That's just not good enough. And we got a bunch more gems. Okay, everything has been explored. I suppose so. There's a little passage there, of course. No, not gonna go back there. Let's go to town, or not to town, but to the Pine Barrens. Let's have a look. Talk with the guys. How goes the battle against Bloodfeast? Wasn't easy, but he's dead. You are a brutal and effective fighter. I'd hate to run into you on the battlefield. Glad to have you on our side. I will be sure to include you in my report back to Captain Summer in Homesteads. We got an ancient heart. Bit creepy. But probably good for crafting. Okay, well, that was a pretty good run. So I thank you very much for watching. Next episode we are gonna continue towards that direction, that general direction. Clear the area around Homestead, just to make sure that we got everything over there, and then probably head in this direction. I mean, infested farms, rotten cropland, things like that. There's a bunch of quests over here that we have to do, so that's going to be the direction we head into. But that's going to be next episode. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.